All right, and here we are, folks, with another episode that I'm dropping to you. And this time, I want to talk about Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson needs to average 7 to 8 dimes a game. Jalen Brunson needs to be dishing and swishing the way Clyde talks about, the way Clyde needs to see. We got to give this man Clyde something to look at. We haven't had a point guard. We haven't had a proper point guard in God knows how long. Last season, we had Alec Burks as the point guard, as our utility player point guard when stuff was going on. We haven't had a point guard in a long time. Probably since Ray Felton was really starting to cook back in the early 2010s, 2009, 2010, and time like that. Jalen Brunson needs to average 7 to 8 dimes a game. I know his career average is like 4 something or 3 something. That can't work. We can't get 4 from this guy who's getting paid 104 million. No. The cards are, in place for him. His daddy's there, he's got his pops at MSG. That picture I have with him, he's got a Knicks shirt on. This is all written, he went to Villanova, very close to New York to some degree. And that whole like tampering charges and all that tampering shit that was going on with the Dallas Mavericks and the Knicks trying to get Jalen Brunson, that's fine and dandy, whatever. We'll address that when that situation happens. But one thing's for sure, for Jalen Brunson and that contract to be legitimized, to make it sure that it's not a sham, that it's not a ruse, that we haven't had the wool pulled from under us, or whatever the hell that phrase is. In order for that contract to be considered legitimate, in my opinion, he has to average 7 to 8 dimes a game. This guy needs to be hitting 10, or at least very close, per night, which means he's got to pass and he's got to get 8 assists, 7 assists a game. Okay? We know Julius Randle is like a 29-5 guy, 29-6 guy. And Randle could dish. A lot of people see, a lot of these Knicks fans are delusional. And they're like, oh, Randle shouldn't be ball handling. All right, Randle shouldn't be ball handling. I get you. I feel you. But you got to understand, Julius Randle can pass the ball. Okay? He was giving us 6 assists a game, when Fournier is giving us 4, 3, sometimes none. Jalen Brunson needs to find his guys, and Jalen Brunson needs to find 2 specific people. And that's RJ, and that's Julius Randle. We got to get those boys cooking, those 20-point per game scorers cooking early, cooking often. Jalen Brunson comes in, those 7 assists, those 4 boards. What he should be doing is giving us 17 points a game. Maybe even 19 points a game. If we're lucky. But I'm asking for 8 assists a game. Okay? Because there's points in the season before, last season, where there was no ball movement. Where a lot of it was just pick and roll, high pick and roll, Mitch coming up, RJ coming. And the thing is, RJ can drive. People shit on RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett has one of the best drives in this game. That lefty, when he drives, he makes it. Okay? It's because people don't watch. People aren't watching those games. But on this channel, my fans, the viewers, I haven't come up with the name for you guys, but we'll figure it out. They're watching. They see RJ coming with that lefty layup, sometimes even a righty layup, and he can finish. We need RJ cooking. We need Julius Randle cooking. And in order to do that, we need Jalen Brunson working. And he needs to get 8 assists a game, 7 assists a game, something like that. That to me will legitimize that contract. That to me will legitimize him being our point guard. Okay? Because that's a big contract. That's a very big contract. That's a contract that could put us back where we'll have to restart. We're not trying to look for restarts again, even though it's most likely inevitable in some cases, especially if you're the Knicks, and especially if you're the Knicks fan. You know, but it's a perfect scenario. His dad's there. Who knows how long his dad's going to be there, but his dad's there. Got a good little squad, a good little average squad. If he starts going off and giving us 19, 4, and 7, we have almost 3 20-point per game scores. Especially in the East, which is anybody. Anybody from 1 through 8, 1 through 9, anybody from 1 through 10. Well, maybe not 1 through 3. Those will kind of be what they are. But 4 through 10 could be like the way the West was a while ago, where it was separated by 3 or 4 games only. And a second seed could be playing the 7th seed, and they were separated by 4 or 5 games or something like that. But he's got a ball. He's got to be able to show us that he can pass the ball, movement, tempo, ISO. We got to avoid all that ISO nonsense where Julius Randle is kind of just like, oh, step back, and then they don't know what to do. No. If it starts with him, if it starts with the point guard, if it starts with Jalen Brunson, then it's got to be Jalen Brunson who distributes and distributes well. So this way we get RJ going. This way we get Julius Randle going. Because this way, in case Julius Randle has an off night and he doesn't score, at least we can get his 6 assists with Jalen Brunson's 7 assists, with RJ's maybe 3, which is fine. I like my RJ with 3 assists per game, 4 assists per game. Why? Because RJ Barrett is potentially a 20 and 8 guy, a 20 and 10 guy. And RJ could play the 2 and the 3. I wouldn't really stick him in the 4. I don't like that. I like him at the 2 and I like him at the 3. But he's most likely going to wind up being a 3 because Fournier is going to be at the 2. But we can mix and match, And then he'll have a little D Rose there. That'll be nice. That's what he's got to do. That's what he's got to do. So that's my opinion. 7-8 assists per game for Jalen Brunson. Otherwise, anything less, that contract will be considered a sham, and he'd be overpaid. All right, yo. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Jalen Brunson, we need you, dog. We need you. We need a point guard. Do your thing, man. Peace.